been working just like COVID-19. It's gonna be a tough spread. Now I got your attention. Let's switch dimensions. I think they need me in this competition. Thanks to influences, it's my ambition. Also envision my path so I complete the mission. Yeah, I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, I'll say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. Yes.
Welcome back to The Last Sip. It is so good to be back with y'all. I took a little time off to get myself together, y'all. Had a couple of personal things going on, but before I get started, I'd like to tell you, here at The Last Sip, I never take the last sip unless I got something to take it with. Remember, I don't spill the tea, but I do take the last sip, y'all. Here we go. Let's crack this agua. Oh my God, so good. Let's give an applause for the agua, y'all. That's right, y'all. I got an amazing show today. I'm glad y'all decided to join me. Y'all, it has been an awesome week. A lot of things going on in my life. A lot of life changes. I won't get into that right now, but y'all just stay tuned. I got some things to tell y'all. I got some things going on. The marketing thing, I'll get into all that in a little bit. But first, all I got to do, another applause, I'm going to plug the show. So today's plug is Protein 2.0. Protein 2.0 or Protein 20 has 20 grams of protein, whey protein. This is good for dehydration. So if you feel like you're about to get nauseated, take it. It's good also, give you electrolytes. Also good after workout, before workout. If you don't want to eat all your proteins all the time, this drink will do it for you. Also keep you hydrated. So if you get a chance, go to your local store, pick up Protein 20. Y'all, the first subject of the night is Tag You're It. And this is going to get kind of deep because I had to cover this subject because, as I told y'all before in my other podcast, Cat Williams exposed the game this year. He said at the beginning of 2024 on Club Shay Shay that this is a year of exposure, the year of reveal. And y'all, he was not lying. He's right about the whole thing. So what you may ask, are we going to get into right now? We are going to get into the situation with the presidential race of 2024. Now, if you have not been underneath the rock, or if you have not been hidden up somewhere, you know what's going on. But in case you have beneath the rock, Joe Biden has dropped out of presidential race. Life has smacked him up. His downfall already was at hand for the way he kind of was falling asleep at the helm, no pun intended. But y'all, the debate against Donald Trump kind of just sealed his fate. He had moments where he couldn't answer questions, and the ones he did answer, you couldn't understand what he's talking about. He's been very bad on holding his end of foreign policy, holding his end on the things he's promised the American government. And basically, he's been a dead man walking the whole time. The whole thing right now that's really getting us is the fact that we have to have someone that represents the United States that's going to make sure that we're respected as a country. That's the issue we've had for a while. I don't care if the president has been Republicans, been Democrat, I don't care. Other countries have been using us as a laughingstock because the way we treat each other in America does not go well with other countries. And I'm going to get into a bunch of different subjects here today. So I need y'all to tune in so we know exactly what we need to be doing as a country. Regardless of who is running the country, we have got to unite. It can't be no more than segregation when it comes to foreign politics, when it comes to helping each other as Americans. If we're going to be unified to solve these problems, we need a government that is going to look out for everybody. Now, we know some people are going to fall through the cracks. That's just how life and government is. But we have to make sure that we being who we say we are. America is supposed to be the land of the free, the home of the brave. We've got to actually live up to that. Lately, we have not been doing that. We have too many items going on. And when we have these presidential races, so many times it becomes a black and white thing. It's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be, you got a party you vote for. If your party does not win, then we go into something else. And I've seen the comments here. I'm gonna answer back comments here. The first one from Johnny West. When Joe Biden stepped down, I'm shocked he didn't fall. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that with you, Johnny, but I'll be honest. That was kind of funny. I applaud you for that. You get the comedy award for today. Okay, Johnny West. Johnny, Trump should start off his next speech with, ladies and gentlemen, lend me your ear. You are, okay, bro. That's the second one. You're funny, man. We're going to keep you going. Yes, I see you on here. Dakin 74, two-party system is the problem. The best person for the job should be the president. You are correct. That is what I'm saying. We've got to make sure that we are getting a government that is caring for everyone. It doesn't matter of the party. That is the biggest issue that I have. We're upset about, guys, this party thing is so twisted. If you know your history, the Republican Party was the party of the people to begin with. The Democratic Party was more about the people with the money, things like that. And it was the Republican Party was made for the people, by the people. It was based upon the people. Over years, it kind of turned and things happened. We had a lot of bipartisan votes. We had a lot of people switching sides, a lot of things that became about greed and not just justice for all people, but more about lining the pockets. And so the party switched over. And now we have an issue to where everything's kind of blurred. They make it so the fact that if you're below the poverty line or middle class, they want you to vote Democrat. Then there are other people who want you, if you're above that line, if you live with a little bit of money or a little bit of something going on, they want you to vote Republican. That is an issue with me because I believe that you're supposed to vote for the best person for the country. And these politicians, when they go out to do they go out to do these debates and they go out to do these rallies, they cater to what their party says they should be doing. And that is an issue. I tell you, here's the thing. You shouldn't vote for Biden or Miss Harris because you're black. You shouldn't vote for Donald Trump because you got money and you white. You should vote for the person that's going to be best for the country. And if your party loses, stop complaining and let's work together to come to a solution together as a party, together as a people, as a country. We've got to understand that it is time to stop letting everything segregate us and come as a whole. And there's so many other people that think like that. You're right. Yeah, Bernie Sanders. I see you, Shanks. Yeah, I almost did too. But in all honesty, that is our issue. That's why we say segregated, because we don't have one person that gets in office and tries to get everyone together. That's been an issue with us as a country. We have too much separation. We got too many people that are sitting back, wanting things their way and forgetting about the promises they made when they first stepped into the presidency. Now, with all that being said, neither candidate is perfect because no man is perfect. Donald Trump is looking at a bunch of convictions which are being overturned. And I'm going to say it right now, you guys, he's going to be our president. He is going to be our president. So we've got to understand that we are going to have to live together. Okay, is it Catrizi? Votes should be earned, salary pays. Yes, you are correct. You are correct. You are so correct. And I'm not going to read the rest of it because I see what you're saying. We don't have a perfect candidate, and that's how I was saying. You're correct. Votes should be earned. There is no one that should be placed in office because of who they are in society, how much money they've raised from lobbyists. It should be the person that is going to help us the most as a country. We are so busy worried about helping other countries with their hunger, with their wars, with their economics. We have the same issues here in America. We've got to start focusing on fixing what we have. As my grandma said, sweep around your own front porch before you try to sweep around mine. And that was the saying she had a long time ago. That saying means fix your problems before you try to fix mine. Oh, no. Here's the thing, Catrizi. It ain't that I don't want to admit it. I'm not disagreeing with you. Just for the fact of right now, for the point I'm making, I want to understand I'm keeping this neutral. And like I said, both of these, both parties have people that are doing the wrong things. In case y'all wonder, Catrizi is saying some things about Trump, as far as like the things with his past history with the kid thing. I understand, bro. Like I said, I get you on that. Trust me, I get you. But I'm trying to make a point right now that both parties are having issues. And either way it goes, to me, I think we're going to put a candidate in there that's not going to be the best for the country. That's just me. Yeah, and you're right. That is game over. That's game over all day long. I'm bro. Matter of fact, I will give you the pucker up of the night. There you go. Catrice, that's for you, the pucker up of the night, because you are super correct. That makes game over. Messing with kids and having pedophilia. And that's why I'm getting into that thing too. I'm getting into that, what you're talking about, the magma. It's like so many things I got. I got so many things I'm going to get into right now. I'm going to touch that. But that's our issue right now. We're busy fixing everybody else's problems and we can't fix our own. That's why our government has things messed up. Like the attempted assassination on Trump. This young man was able to get close to him and no one stopped him. Back in 74, you're correct. That's my point. We're helping other countries look for us for help, but we can't help ourselves. What does that say about us? We are the helper. We are the babysitter. But we don't have no babysitter. We don't have nobody. We are the babysitter, but we can't watch our own kids, if you get what I'm saying. So we're sitting here with an election coming up with a guy who dropped out. His replacement is someone who dropped out, conceded the election. When Biden became president, she conceded the election. So we have a person that dropped out, a person that dropped out to the dropout, and a person who the government has tried to convict of felonies. So we got to figure out what we're going to do, because we're dealing with a lot of different stuff right now. I'm not knocking either candidate, but I'm not backing either candidate. Right now, this conversation is a neutral conversation. This is neutral, meaning I just want to get out some statements, and I'll let y'all decide. I can't tell you who to vote for, who not to vote for. All I know is I think the country's in trouble either way. So if we go with her, she's been known for her standing on prisons, standing on how they jailed a bunch of people in the black community. Yeah, I'm going to go there with all this. She is for helping those in need when it's necessary for her to do so. And she is a lame duck candidate. Can I just say that? Can I say it? She's a lame duck candidate because she was not supposed to be the person running. You went this whole time, elections coming up in months. You go the whole time with one person as your president. I mean, your presidential candidate one whole time. Now, you have someone else taking over. There is no time to even put your agenda or your ideas into a debate or into a what is it? Come on, y'all, help me out. Into a campaign agenda. Because now the ideas you have are either going to be his or ones that you had the whole time that you have really no backing on. Yeah, okay, Johnny West, I hope you listen to what I'm saying. I just said that. I just said she was known for that. That's exactly what I just said, bro. So I hope you're listening. I told you it's going to be a neutral conversation, but that's one thing I stated. I stated about her standing on black people with the president. I just said that. But I'm not going to sit here and knock her and knock the other candidate. I told you this is a fair browbeating to both candidates. We have another person who right now is going for president who has been convicted of felonies. Now I'm going to say it because you don't want to hear it. I'm going to say it. This is my show. This is Last Sip. I'm going to speak. This person is going to be allowed to run for president. And it is stated in laws that here's the thing is that, well, I can't run for president because it's stated in laws. You can't vote with a felony, but you can still run for president. Now, I'll be honest. I don't think Dante could do that. I don't think Raekwon can do that. But it's Donald Trump. He got the dollar bill, y'all. And because they need a strong, now, like I said, remember, for y'all get the beating on me, we are keeping this an even conversation. Because they want a candidate they think can win, they backed Donald Trump. So with that being said, we're sitting here, and like I said before, we're voting for the less of two evils. But the problem is, where either one of them get in, as a country, you like it or not, we have got to come together and fix the issues. Now, here's another thing. How many of y'all have heard about this Project 2025? It basically gives executive power to the president. Do y'all understand that the president's position right now is titular? Do you know what that word? If you don't know what titular means, look it up. Titular is a figurehead. Mary McCheese for McDonald's, Ronald. Wendy's for Wendy. The King, the Burger King for Burger King. The cow for Chick-fil-A. The word titular means a figurehead. A person to stand out, to represent what you have going on. See, a lot of times they keep like this. One of my biggest knocks, I took political science in college. That was my major. And I'm going to tell you one of the biggest knocks I hated. When people that don't understand government, don't study government, speak on it. I work at a gas station and people come in all the time. Oh, the gas is like this because of the president. No, it's not. The gas ain't like that. No, it's not. The gas is like that because when you vote for your governments or vote for your people in position in city, state, country, you put them in and they make policies. Those policies are then pushed to the president. The executive president, the executive position, the president has the authority to sign off on these ideas. But do y'all not know when the president doesn't sign off on these ideas, he get massive pushback from Congress? So y'all bringing all these presidents, y'all blaming Bush, y'all blaming Obama, you're blaming Trump, you're blaming Ronald Reagan, you're blaming Kennedy for all this stuff. How the stuff they are doing, their sign off on is made to be done because they're supposed to do it because Congress is telling them this is what we want done. And then I don't know about if you know this, but majority of the House, wherever the majority is, they usually win. It's yea or nay votes. So with that being said, you got to understand, man, that a lot of these laws and rules aren't just based on the president. We've got to keep in mind that you have got to start voting more locally. Vote for your little Congress. Vote for your local aldermen, your local wards members. That's how you get the change going up the ladder. Now, besides that, see, the Project 2025 affects me. I'm going to tell you why. My wife has worked her butt off. I've worked since I was 13. I'm 50. My wife has worked since she was a young lady, and she is 56. She has paid into the system, Social Security her whole life, and never collected on it. She's paid taxes that people have used for other things, never collected on it. Hell, we live in a school system right now we have no kids going to. We're grandparents of a 3-year-old granddaughter. Bless her soul. We are sitting here, 74, thank you. Congressional members have stock in certain, yes, they do. That's why I'm going to read this to y'all. Congressional members have stock in certain oil corporations is why gas prices are the way they are. Remember I told you that you can't keep blaming the president when you have all these lobbyists? Do y'all know what a lobbyist is? A lobbyist works for certain industries and certain consortiums, certain conglomerations, and they push funding money to politicians. So when they have these $1,000 plate dinners, these huge debates, that's where this money's coming from. So what happens is this money gets pushed up, regardless of Democrat or Republican, doesn't matter. And those help to get agendas moved into Congress and moved up a little bit. Y'all got to start waking up. Hey, Dakin 74, thank you, my brother. Thank you for that. I appreciate you for communicating that. That is so true. But back to what I was saying. Regardless who gets in office, we got to come together as a crew and figure things out. Political support is bought. We have some old ancient people. I call them mummies. We got mummies sitting in Congress that have been there for years, collecting kickbacks, living in resorts on vacations continuously, driving fancy cars, eating real good while you have nothing. And so for the fact that they want to put this Project 2025 in order makes me sick. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. My wife is injured right now and can't work. We have paid into the system, me and her, for years. When it's time making my Social Security, I won't be able to have any. Project 25 has some things about it. I won't get into the logistics. I want you to understand this, people. I won't get into logistics. This is my show. I'll break it down how I want to break it down. I'm going to break down what affects me. If it affects you, you look up, see what it is. If it's in your favor, hey, that's good for you. But I'm going to look at it from my point of view of why it affects me. As I told you, I'm in the middle. I'm not poor, but I'm not rich. I make too much money to get insurance from the government, but I don't make enough money to get insurance on my job. With that being said, 2025 is going to hurt a lot of things. I have a disabled granddaughter in my house who's autistic that me and my wife took in at two and a half months old. Now she's 3. We're raising her as grandparents. The 2023 is going to affect her education. 2025 is going to affect her education because they're talking about taking some programs out or moving some programs to other agencies. It's going to affect my wife who can't work now after working for 40 years. Bringing her back and got hurt, injured while working. She won't have any money coming in. She's never asked for a handoff from anybody. She's worked her whole life. She's never got anything free from the government. She's worked her butt off and paid into the government, but she won't have anything. My granddaughter, who needs special services because she's special needs, won't have anything. Now, you would think that'll irritate me and make me mad. It's not. Because what I did was I decided to start me an LLC. I just started to make a little small business. So when that money starts to stop, I have something else I can lean my back on. And also, if certain people get in office, they're talking about taking away the taxes. Now, that doesn't affect me any. Because, thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. I really do. Anthony, I'll give you applause for that, man. Thank you very much. I see you're listening. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. So, me, I pay taxes every year. I was a single homeless dad, and I still paid taxes. I worked enough to pay taxes. I wasn't getting no big income tax returns. See, me, it's a double-edged sword for the taxes being gone. Number one, I don't pay taxes on my money. I'm fine. I got a business. I can use them as write-offs. The items the lunches, the material I purchased, that's fine. But for all of you that sit at home, and this is right here going to burn some people up, but I'm going to speak the truth because this is what irritates me. For all y'all that sit at home and work 10 hours a week, 15 hours a week, collect all kind of extra stuff for your kids. Some of y'all need it, but some of y'all, I'm talking about the ones that's lazy that don't need it, that can do more for themselves but don't. You wait all year long to claim taxes and get them gigantic checks. That's going to go away. It's going to make you get out there and get a job and work your butt off. Now, if you're capable of doing so, I was always told you got to work hard and take care of your kids. So Dakin, you're right. I will say that, and I'm going to go there with that too. Dakin made a comment that entitlers are unable to comprehend the problems of a normal person. They never had to live paycheck to paycheck. He's right. I've done that before. So I can speak on this. My biggest issue with my community, and when I say my community, I mean my hood people, my people in urban areas. Here's my issue. We can't complain about something if we ain't going to fix it ourselves. Y'all know what the issues is. I ain't going there today. This ain't that conversation. You know the problems. But y'all, you cannot be part of the problem if you're not going to be part of the solution. You can't complain about dirt and nasty neighborhoods if you ain't going to help clean them up. You can't complain about certain violence in your neighborhood if you ain't going to stop to help each other out and sound to talk things out instead of get violent with each other. We've got to fix some problems, man. We can't blame everybody for everything that's going on in our area. We got to fix the problems. That's what America needs to do too, as a whole. Now, with this project 2025, this could be something that we can all rally against, but it has to be the point where we have to show the entitleists, the upper crust, that us as a working collar person, we're what matters. America runs on the back of laborers. America runs on the back of people that work their fingers to the bone. America runs on people that are 9-to-5 people. We keep it going. It ain't just about the people making money. That's what you understand. I understand you're making money and you're paying in and say you're tired of taking care of people. But don't forget there's people that work their butt off to pay in as well that are not wealthy. That like my boy 74 said, that live paycheck to paycheck because they work their fingers to the bone. They don't have the accessibility to not sit back and work hard. They got to pay bills. They got to take care of children. They got to feed their families, and they still paying taxes. You make any type of money above the poverty line, you're going to pay taxes. We got to understand this, man. This is serious. This is no game or no joke. We are at a crossroads as a country. We're at a crossroads. This is one of the most important elections ever in the history of America. We have a lot of things at stake. Magma, Project 2025, cultures, the elitist, the upper crust versus the bottom crust. Y'all, we've got to get together. This is something serious. And if we're going to sit here and succeed as a country, we got to come to the meeting ground. We got to come to a meeting point. That's why it's important for us to stop. It's important for us to stop going at it with each other. It's important for us to stop worrying about what's wrong with your neighbor. We got to sit back and do what we have to do to get each other together. We have got to understand what is going on. Johnny, I got you. Johnny West said, you're not thinking of the future. People will be so lost into the internet, they will not care. The future is prepared. Yes, yes, yes. That's one of the main issues. Everyone is so based upon social media, upon internet. I'll say it like this, like shows like this, The Last Sip, this doesn't get any play. This gets banned off of YouTube. This gets not YouTube. This gets banned off of Facebook. This gets no push in the algorithm because the way we're speaking, how Anthony's speaking, how Johnny's speaking, how Dakin 74 is speaking, how all of us are speaking right now, how Shanks is speaking, because we are people with an opinion, an honest opinion, and we are expressing it. This isn't leading to stupidity. This isn't leading to ignorance. Ignorance meaning the lack of knowledge of. We are spitting information out to these people to feed them. They can understand, even if we all don't agree on it, we're still speaking our mind. But because we're not part of the rhetoric, part of the agenda, they won't push this video. It won't get in the algorithm. Because we're sitting here having conversations like this podcast right now, the conversation we're having. Did y'all imagine if our government was to sit and do what we're doing now and just talk without yelling and screaming at each other, without calling each other stupid, without calling each other idiots, without mocking each other? We're having a conversation. We agree to disagree. We agree to agree. I don't have to like what you said, but you're my brother. You're my sister. We're Americans, and we got to fix our country. Y'all, this election is important, man. I don't think people are getting it. Johnny, I'm gonna be honest, Johnny, man, you hit the point so hard today, man, with your comments. Because you're right, bro. We're right. Our whole society is being prepared to be kind of stupefied, dumbed down, grapefruited, if you will. You know exactly what I mean. And we've got to get on that, man. We've got to change that. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame. But that's why I started this podcast, because I like when people talk back. I like the fact we're able to talk about this and come to a great conversation. You guys are just awesome, man. So with that being said, let me take a little small sip of my Protein 20. Yes. Okay, so now, I don't know if you guys are into NBA, but my second subject is outside the NBA, the loss of one of the staples of NBA is inside the NBA. Now, what's going on is the NBA. Now, NBA is this a big money. This is a big money conglomerate. We're gonna call it what it is. There's the big four: the NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL. We have a problem because one of the greatest shows in history in the NBA is on TNT, and it's inside the NBA. Shaq, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. Now, if you ever watched that show, you probably done bust the gut, because them dudes is hilarious, bro. Them dudes keep you laughing. They funny as hell. They pull jokes on each other. They be out just clowning. They super over the top. Well, what happened was the NBA decided that it wanted to break itself from TNT. So what it did was, it went ahead and it got a new deal going. Now, the deal that it got, I want to say it was for $77 billion is what it was. Okay, and that agreement is going to keep the NBA on ESPN, ESPN. No. Yeah, ESPN and Amazon. Now, what happened was, knowing what was going to happen, yeah, they're hilarious. They can say, yeah, they're hilarious. Knowing what was going to happen, TNT didn't want to lose out on a good thing. So Charles Barkley comes on and states that he's going to retire at the end of the year. He don't care what's going on. He needs somebody to replace him. The problem they had was Ernie has been with TNT forever. He does everything besides NBA, but Ernie is the godfather. It is his show. And you throw Shaq. If you remember, Ernie and Kenny were there first. Then they threw in Barkley. Then Shaq comes along. Well, what's going on is with them counseling and taking that offer, you would lose inside the NBA. Now, they said they could take the show elsewhere, but Ernie's not leaving TNT. And Shaq and Kenny Smith them are loyal to Ernie. So what happens is TNT comes back and goes, look, we'll match that $77 billion. We want to keep the show. Well, everybody's like, okay, cool. They're going to match it, get the money. The NBA comes back and they reject the offer. Not only they reject it, they kind of threw the offer up and put bullet holes in it. So now, not only did they reject it, but now NBC has the coverage back. So now you got Prime, ABC, and NBC is back into the NBA game. If you know, if you know, you know. They're back in the NBA game. Now, any old school people know how many Boston Celtics games. Remember back in the day it was CBS, NBC. Now it's ABC and NBC. You watch the Lakers and how many Lakers and Celtics games you watch on there? How many Utah Jazz and Bulls games? You watch them all. Now the problem is the NBA is offering to take the Inside the NBA show and move it to another channel. But of course, TNT don't want to move it to ESPN. ESPN got their own stuff. ESPN and TNT have collaborated, but it's not the same. ESPN has Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon. They have, I don't know what girl's name is. I'll be honest. I forgot her name. Malika. Oh, we ain't going to go with that. She a mess. Malika, Kendra Perkins. So they got a nice little squad. Sometimes they have Doc Rivers' son, Richard Jefferson. So they good. Woj. So if you add Shaq them to that, they're not going to be their own people. Now, if you ever watch the show, they don't have no censor. If you've never seen it, go on YouTube and pull up Inside the NBA. Shaq, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, even Ernie. Ernie is the black godfather. He is hilarious. But Shaq and Charles will have you dying all day long. Yeah, you'll cheer, laugh, you'll bust a gut on them. So, but they have no censorship on their show. They do a lot of things that you can't do on other shows. They use language you can't use, but they're also with the highlights. And Shaq and the Fool is just hilarious. So now that you take away this staple of NBA history, this staple of NBA fandom, this staple of NBA legacy, you can't brand to ESPN. ESPN has a certain standard that they will not allow this show to be what it is. You can't bring it to NBC. NBC has a standard that the show can't be what it is. You can't blame it to Amazon. Amazon's already iffy about the way they show their games anyway. So now you're going to take this staple that has been there forever and move it. But guess what? Now TNT is fired back. I'm going to tell you what they have written. TNT is basically suing. They're suing the NBA for rejecting their deal. I'm going to read you a statement that has been placed out. TNT Sports is suing the NBA after the league rejected its offer to match one of its new television deals. Given the NBA's, and this is from TNT, given the NBA's unjustified rejection of our matching of a third-party offer, we will take legal action to enforce our rights. We strongly believe This is not just our contractual right, but also in the best interest of fans who want to keep watching our industry-leading NBA content with the choice and flexibility we offer them through our widely distributed Warner Brother distributing video first distributing platforms, including TNT and Max. So what they're saying to you is they're suing because they believe they've been screwed out of an opportunity to do the best they can for the fan. And that's one thing about Charles Barkley, Ernie Smith, Shaq, and Kenny. Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny. They have always given you the best. Have you ever seen the run to the board? Kenny's knees rub like matchsticks. They do. Kenny's knees rub together. So, yeah, but they do bring some content that you're not going to find anywhere else. They do other things besides basketball. It's awesome. But that is an issue with me. I believe once you have something that has been a staple and has been there for a while, you can't just change that out and transfer it to something else. That's not something that's possible. You got to respect the legends. Respect the history. Respect the authenticity of what's going on with that show. For years, I've laughed and sit back. For years, it's been a staple of my NBA fandom. If I didn't watch the game, I can pull up Kenny and Chuck. They're going to show me the highlights. Ernie going to keep them in line. Shaq and Barkley going to argue a little bit. And Kenny Smith going to run crippled to the board and give me the information I need. Give me a replay on something. But it made the game more fascinating. It made it worthwhile to watch the game. If I didn't watch the game, I knew I was going to get a highlight from them that was showing what I missed. And they always took time to break the game down, but made it fun for you. Okay, Anthony Nelson, I'm going to give you a little shout out real quick. Anthony Nelson, you can catch me on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and you can catch me on Fridays at 6 p.m. every week with The Last Sip. That's a little commercial that I throw out there, so yeah. But you guys, yeah, this is going to be a big deal. We're going to see how this works because you know the NBA don't like losing money. Now, they put a big deal in place. But if TNT is able to succeed with this lawsuit for their rights, we're going to have an issue on our hands. Because that show brings a lot of views and eyes on the NBA. And to lose a staple of the NBA fandom that way, NBA is going to take a toss. They're going to take a big toss. A big toss. So the people, like I said, I don't know about y'all, but I'm all in on the NBA. Well, y'all, I want to thank y'all for today's show. I'm going to say a shout out to all the people. Today, you guys was on the ball. I've never had a turnout for any of my shows this good. I'll be 100% honest. You guys showed up and showed out, man. I'm going to send shouts out to Johnny West, Anthony Nelson, Dakin74, Johnny, man. Yeah, Joe, bro, you were hilarious today, man. I'll be honest, man. You were just hilarious today. I appreciate all y'all comments. Shanks, I sent a shout out to Shanks. Kandian, I sent a shout out to you as well. Guys, I appreciate Tracy White. Shout out to you for commenting today. You guys, man, I appreciate you. Catrezi, same thing. Shout out to you. My boy Chris Poole, Cody Worley, I sent a shout out to you as well. Optadio, shout out to you. Listen, y'all. I can't get the big numbers like everybody else. Because I told you with me, it's not the quantity, it's the quality. I just come to you every week and give you my commentary the way I like to do it. I give you a little bit of something with a different type of twist. That's the last sip about. The last sip is not about always spilling the tea. It's about getting the last sip on the tea. And I try to give you something that you can get into, you can hear, you can feel. Because I'm going to think, I'm just like you. I'm a real person. I'm a real American doing something I love, man. And to get all the facts, get all what's going on. With that being said, I want to say shout out to everybody that stayed tuned today. Much love to y'all. You get a chance, follow me on Facebook at Ontario Hill. That's UNTERRYOHILL, blue checkmark verified. Also, MacMan's Fitness. That's MacManz Fitness. Also on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm sorry, those are Facebook pages. Find me on YouTube here at Motivational Muscle. Muscle spelled MUZCLE74. Check out my other videos. Love, like, subscribe, share. Let people know I'm here, man. Every Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Every Fridays at 6 p.m. Also, I'm going to be dropping some more of my rap. I'm a professional wrestler. I'm going to drop some more of those videos to y'all, along with dropping information on my book, next podcast. Also, I'm starting with my marketing company while I'll be doing t-shirts, hats, and all that. So y'all be able to get the MacMan shirts. Y'all better get the Last Sip shirts. Y'all better get it. It's a lot of things I got going on. But I want to say much love to y'all. I appreciate everything that y'all have done. I appreciate you listening. And much love and much peace. And enjoy your evening.
It's my ambition, also envision my path so I complete the mission. Yeah, I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, I'll say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best.